The Prophet ﷺ put a lot of importance in the miswak, because before every salah he used to use miswak. Before he does wudu, he used to use miswak. And it's very important because in the mosques we usually pray close to each other. We need a good environment, we need good oral hygiene. My name is Dr. Ismail Abdi Mahmoud. I'm a dentist based here in South Sea, Mugoya. I grew up here in Mugoya, South Sea. I've been here all my life. I've done my primary education here at Bellevue Primary School. I did my secondary education in Highway Secondary School in South B. After I finished high school, I stayed about a year outside. So then after that 1 year, I was working with my brothers in that 1 year. Then we all decided it was better for me to pursue a career somewhere in the medical field, somewhere in dentistry or something else, so that I progress myself in life. I guess always when I grew up, I just wanted to pursue something in the field of science. So sometimes it was medicine, sometimes it was pharmacy, sometimes it was biochemistry. But that's how later on, the field, that's how it led me to dentistry. Finally, I decided to dentistry. The urge for me to pursue dentistry came to me when I was in medical school. Usually, in medical school, after you do the first 2 years of basic sciences, I saw the need, and I also remembered my community, South Sea, and I remembered my estate, Mugoya, and I decided this was the right thing to do, and that's how I pursued my career in dentistry. I consulted my family, I consulted my brothers, and they all decided it was a good idea, because the dentistry is a good field. It's one of the best fields around, so we all decided it was a good thing. I did my medicine in China, in a university called Wenzhou Medical College in China. It was a funny story. There was one of my good friends who was studying there, and we were in contact with him, and he told me about China and how good the courses were there. And China, as you know, it's a developed country, it's an up-and-coming economy, and we decided it was a good thing to do, because dentistry is a field of technology, is a field of science, which you need to study in the best fields of technology. You have to study in the best environment, you have to study with the best lecturers. So I decided China was not bad, let me do China. Allah, everything, alhamdulillah, is a blessing. Because when I applied for dentistry, I applied for medical in Nairobi University. I did not make the grade. Usually the grade is B+, I got a B. So the other way was to pay private. Private was a bit expensive. It's almost 500,000 Kenya shillings at that time. So after that, that's when I decided, let me pursue a career in medicine somewhere else. That's why China was an option for me. China, alhamdulillah, I stayed there 5 years. China was very good, alhamdulillah, a developed country. There was good lecturers, there was good environment. We were provided by everything by the university. It was good, alhamdulillah. The food was not that good, but at least we used to have halal food, which was provided by the Muslims. China has almost 100 million Muslims, and they usually have restaurants across every major towns in China. So we used to eat at their restaurants. Sometimes we used to cook. The lessons was, if you go abroad, it opens up your mind, it opens up your perspective in life. It builds your iman, it builds your deen. Because you are there, you are in China, maybe there is no mosques, there is nowhere to pray. They only pray in the mosques on Fridays. So you have to keep up with your salah, you have to have your own adhan in the phone, you have to keep up. Or if you don't keep up with that, then you become washed away. So it keeps your iman high. So that's why it was a good lesson for me, and it was a good lesson for anybody who's going there. After university, I came back to Kenya. I did 6 months here in the University of Nairobi. It was a pre-clinical dental course. After I did the 6 months, I did a board exam by the Kenya Medical Practitioner Dentist Union, which I passed, alhamdulillah. After that, they usually forward it to the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health decide to post you anywhere in the country. Alhamdulillah, I was posted in our next county, Machakos County, where I stayed 1 year for internship. After I stayed in Machakos for 1 year internship, they decided to post me again, a bit far in Wajir County. It was not good transport-wise, and it was a bit far. So I decided to come back to Kajiado County, where I got a job last year. I guess a lot of people, when they choose a clinic, they usually choose somewhere where there is the central business district, or somewhere where there is like Isli, somewhere which is busy. But I decided, because I wanted to help my community, I've always lived here, I decided, why not open a clinic here? And alhamdulillah, it's a successful clinic. So that's how I decided, let me help my people, let me be within the community. So that's how it started. I opened my clinic here in South Sea, and alhamdulillah, it's successful. It was tough. I guess every startup usually is tough, but you persevere. You have to have sabr. So we persevered, we had patience, and alhamdulillah, it's okay. We are still persevering, but alhamdulillah, it's good. Dentistry is a long-term business. It's not something where it's short-term, you stay 1-2 years and decide to move, because the patients usually follow up patients, and we have referrals. So the more you stay, the more experience you get, the more referrals you get, and the more you grow your practice. At first, capital was an issue, I cannot lie, but I had saved a little bit internship here. So the money I had saved, with a little bit help from my family, from my brothers, from my parents, then they all chipped in. That's how we came up with the clinic idea, to help the people as a way of helping the community. So alhamdulillah, that's the way we came up with it. I guess dentistry is a very old field. Usually in dentistry, the best way of marketing is referrals. So if you see a patient and you do a good job, then they refer another patient to you. So after a while, we started picking up. Patients started referring other patients, their family members, their children. So that's how we got to pick up. We also did online marketing. We have advertisement boards. So all this helps, alhamdulillah. يا غيث الفرح هلي وانثري غيث البشائر في زهور سعادتي واستبشري يا شمس عند شروقك فالنور أشرق فيك. Balancing between ibadah and work is a bit tough, but I guess when the time for Salah comes, most of our patients, 80% of our patients are usually Muslim. And they know about Salah, they know about Ramadan, they know about Salah, they know everything. So we do, every time when the time of Salah comes and it's a Muslim patient, then we tell them we are going to pray. We decide it's time for Salah. We have a prayer room here, they pray. And for me, the Masjid Salam is near here. I go to the Masjid Salam. First of all, I have to say, our religion and Islam and everything has been inspiration to me. The Prophet ﷺ has been inspiration. The religion has been inspiration. After that, after all that, my parents have been inspiration to me. They are the ones who have been pushing me. I have a lot of older brothers who have been pushing me. So they have also been an inspiration. That's how I've been trying to motivate myself and to be something in the society. To be a good dentist, you have to have good interpersonal skills, and you have to have also good dexterity. What's called dexterity? So you have to have good hand-to-eye coordination skills, which usually is taught in the universities. But the most important thing is a good intercommunication skills. If you talk to the patients well and they understand you and they are happy with your work, then alhamdulillah everything becomes well and good. I have a lot of dental friends in this field. I have Muslim friends in this field, and we have a lot of ideas. Some of them have clinics like me. That's how we generate ideas. There's also a lot of CMEs, continuous medical educations, where we usually in the public hospitals and they organize CMEs, this continuous medical education, new skills, and every year there's 2 or 3 trade exhibitions. Like recently there was a trade exhibition in Dubai which I went, and it helps you, it helps your skill. You learn how other dentists in other places in the world are doing, how their skill is, what technologies are they using. So it helps you a lot.
وتسلقت فرحا جبال الهمة وسمت بها كل الشمائل رفعة ميس الحانونة ذات أجمل بسمتي ميس الحانونة ذات أجمل بسمتي.
There's a lot of responsibilities in self-employment, and there's a lot of challenges in self-employment, which if you're not tough enough to deal with, will be a bit heavy on you. But compared to being employed, it's easier being employed by someone. But I guess self-employment is something which it's an inspiration which you pursue. And everybody who's self-employed will tell you that they try to pursue it. Some fail, some it works. Alhamdulillah, we are just doing well. I guess what keeps me going is my patients. When a patient calls you and he books an appointment and he tells you what time you should come into work, and the motivation to help these people. Some are in pain, to relieve that pain, the motivation to help them. That's something that brings that motivation, inspiration. That's why you wake up sometimes. You know, in Islam, as Muslims, we have limits. So the limits we have is the limits we are going to work with. So we are not going to go, if I want, maybe example, I want to expand my business and I don't have enough capital to expand my business. I'm not going to the bank to take riba or anything because I know that is haram. I have to stay within my limits. The risk that I'm provided by Allah, that's all I need, alhamdulillah, and that's what will help me. My greatest fear is sometimes there are patients, if you don't do a good job, sometimes in dentistry there's a lot of perception, and sometimes if you don't do a good job, and some patients, they usually go around and talk a lot and talk behind your back, and they tend to bring a lot of rumors and gossip, which is not good for the business, because this is a business which you need that check, you need those follow-ups and referrals. So if you don't do well to a patient, then it goes all over the place that you have done something not good to a patient. So that's a fear in itself. I guess the most satisfying part is when a patient comes to you in pain and you relieve the pain. After you do the anesthetic and he starts feeling well, and you do maybe the root canal, and after a week they come back and they tell you they are feeling well, the pain has gone away. Some people come with swellings, they come back maybe after a week or few days, the swellings disappear and they are happy. Sometimes you do a crown and bridge on somebody with a poor smile, and you improve their smile, you improve their outcome to life. That's something that brings a lot of happiness to us as dentists. Some of the pointers in running a successful business is, one, you should never give up. You should always have that belief that Allah will provide the risk for you. You should always have that belief that it will work out. You give it time, don't be in a rush. A lot of people, their biggest problem is they are in a rush. They want to quickly succeed in life, which is not easy. So you have to decide, let me persevere in this business. Let me start this small kiosk. Let me start this small business. And you work hard and pursue that career, and you pursue that business, and it all works for the best. We follow these certain procedures. When it reaches maybe Dhuhr time, we go for Salah. After we come back, we see a few more patients. Again, we go for the Asr prayer. And basically, by the time it reaches 5, we are done for the day, unless we have emergency cases. and that's how our day is.
يا غيمة الأفراح هلي وانثري غيث البشائر في زهور سعادة.
Somebody who wants to pursue this dental career, number one, I'll say you need a lot of patience, you need a lot of perseverance, you need a lot of hard work, you need to be obedient and diligent to your lecturers and everything to pursue this career. You're on time every time. It will reflect in your life, and that's what I'll advise this young man. I guess even the Prophet ﷺ put a lot of importance in the miswak, because before every salah he used to use miswak. Before he does wudu, he used to use miswak. So I guess if you look at it from that perspective, dentistry is very important. And it's very important because in the mosques we usually pray close to each other. We need a good environment, we need good oral hygiene. So I guess in Islam it's very important, dentistry is very important.
حجانا ولو ويما ولو ناهشيما ولو بباهما كبين وأمة حجانا ولو ويما ولو ناهشيما ولو بباهما كبين وأمة
كسر مواد تهدي
كويل وإبادة
إيمانيا توحيدي
ليو يوعقدا نكسري مسجدي وهوني كويدا ولو